What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace Honey, and today we're gonna get into another colorful versus muted. So in today's colorful versus muted, I have the Planet Spirit palette from Betty Jean and Udensai, or Batty Bean and Udensai, alongside the Sugar Hill palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. I don't know what's been going on over there lately. The owner put up something for Valentine's Day, but I was watching it, but I think I had it muted because I was at work trying to watch it when I shouldn't be, but I need to go back and check it later. But here's what both the palettes look like side by side. Initially, I didn't necessarily see it. I think it's the blues that threw me off in here that made this not similar to this, but they do have similar colors to them. And of course, since they have neutrals in here, I would say that this is the muted one versus Batty Beans being the colorful one. But we're gonna do this one off camera. I've been switching up a little bit, so lately I've been trying to do a couple of the muted ones on camera. So I'm gonna do Batty Beans palette off camera, and I'm going to do the Sugar High palette on camera, just to give y'all like a difference in switching up how the series goes. So let me zoom in real quick and cute. Like, I actually have a battle on my eyes right now. Can you tell which one is muted and which one is colorful? Comment down below and let me know if you can tell, and you can tell which palettes these are, because I'm curious. But anyway, we'll have swatches on my arm as usual. I didn't swatch ahead of time just because I didn't think about it. I'm loving the way this foundation looks on my face right now. I'm trying out a new one. I kind of hate the fact that I like it though, because it's a luxury one. So, you know, she's expensive and bougie. But I feel like there's a drugstore, not a drugstore, but a more affordable luxury one that I have that does a similar effect on the face. That is a slight bit cheaper, not a whole lot, but a slight bit. And I feel like every bit helps. So I'm going to go home and swatch and compare and see how those work out. But for right now, we're going to go off camera, get my life in order, and do the swatches of each one of these, and I'll come back and do an eye look for you, and then we can talk about it. Okay, girl? Okay, y'all, it's time of day when sun comes in and weird angle. Sorry about that, but this is the eye we're working with when it comes to the Batty Bean palette. It's Planet Spirit palette. So now let's get into this other cute little palette. Where's my brush? Okay, so sorry, I didn't come prepared. My brush is ready as usual, because you God forbid I be ready for something. Who's doing that? Not me. No, but so I have this E40 from Sigma I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna use this Tool 6 brush from Beaute Beauty, and then I just got this Real Techniques base shadow brush that I'm just using for the lid real quick. So I'm gonna start off with the orange shade Slice. That's our transition shade. Then we're gonna use the shade Snugglebug in our outer V. Then we're gonna put the protective pouch. Pouch protective on the lid, and then we're gonna put Sugar Cube in the inner corner. So that's what I did on this side. I use those same similar tones that they had. The only thing is Batty Beans shades, of course, have like shifts and stuff in them that the one from Menagerie does not. I just want to know what's going on over there. Like, who all over there? Because I feel like they were doing good for a little while, and then they didn't come up with a whole bunch of palettes last year, and then they came up with that. They came up with a lot of liquid shadows instead in the R3 palette or whatever, and people weren't really feeling the color story of it too much. And then they kind of just like fell off. So like I said, I need to go watch that video, because I don't know if she said in that video somewhere that they were, you know, what was going on over there and who all was over there, which is the question I just asked. You know, like, I need to go investigate, because then I know what's happening over there. I'm noticing that in the Menagerie palette, I feel like the colors are lighter than in Batty Beans palette. So that's interesting. Hers are definitely giving the more pungent colors to them, because I feel like I've been building up this orange for a while just to make sure you can see it like the other one. Not that you couldn't see it before, it's just like I wanted a good amount of it up there, just in case like oxidizes, or you know, when I cut the crease, the color goes away some. So that was the purpose of doing that. Next we're gonna go into the shade Snugglebug that I told you all about. Now, I feel like this one pulls a little more pink, and I feel like Batty Beans pulls a little bit more reddish pink. I'm feeling like this is just gonna be a more like traditional, like fuchsia-ish pink. So that's just something to keep in mind with this look. I always try to turn my head in this direction so you all could see like the blend and what I'm doing or whatever. Yeah, I just feel like I want them to do some more palettes this year, and I feel like that one palette they did last year and like nothing else was really just kind of like, I mean, well, not nothing else, but you know, like no palettes really. They was doing more like liquid shadows. I was kind of just like, yeah, but what are palettes? Like, everybody in here coming up with 50 million palettes, and y'all coming up with liquid shadows is cute, but it's like, I need palettes. People want to review palettes, people love palettes, people, you know, like to invest in palettes. So I'm just like, I want to see more palettes. And I feel like last year they weren't really giving us that. They were just giving us liquid shadows, and I think they came out with some lipsticks, don't quote me. I could be wrong about that. I feel like their shadows used to be way more pigmented too, because I feel like it used to be like it would dye your skin if you left it on too long. I know Teresa's Dead always talked about they leave like stains on her skin, and even if she just swatches it for like a little bit, it rubs it right off. So I'm like, the fact that I feel like I had to build this up quite a bit, I'm just kind of like, like did they change the formula? But I feel like initially when I had this palette, I didn't have to do this, so it could just be that it's an older palette, and that's why the pigmentation isn't as, you know, pungent as it used to be. Or I'm just trying to compare it to this one, and this one is clearly got more vibrancy to it, and that one does not. So I'm just kind of like, you know, okay. But yeah, like some indie brands, I feel like they just like trying to change their direction, and their like fan base or following isn't necessarily feeling it. Like I know I've heard a lot of people talking about Give Me Glow and how they're not feeling what direction they're going in, and people have been like decluttering their palettes and not really wanting to know. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen over there too, because I'm like, people were loving it, people been showing their old stuff, but like people say they're not liking the new stuff and the different pan sizes each time and all that type of stuff. I know Karen Harris, at least my girl Karen, she was talking about it. So I was just like, that is a good point. Like, cause they had that weird butterfly palette with like the different shapes, and then they had the blueberry, whatever it was, muffin or the blueberry. It was something with blueberries, and it didn't have the same one. Now we're gonna put the lid shade on, and it didn't have the same size as the other one. And I'm like, it's just a whole bunch of different like shapes and stuff going on. So I don't know if they're just trying to find like their shaping and what they feel would be best for like the brand, and so they're doing like trial and error thing with each launch. But my whole thing is like, when you become inconsistent on a consistent basis, it's like your fan base doesn't know what's going on, and they might end up losing interest. Like a lot of the people I'm hearing are saying they haven't watched with them, because I remember I used to see reviews on them all the time. The last two palettes they had come out, I didn't really see anybody reviewing or really talking about too much. So I don't know if it's because they had the beef with Tina in the Fancy Face a while ago, when she said that the brand was basically trying to pay her little to nothing to do a whole bunch of swatches and stuff. She already had all the product herself, and was going to be doing it all herself, and they only had to send her a few shades because she had like all the shades or whatever. And then another influencer came out and talked about it too. So it's like, ever since then I feel like, and then this new transition of stuff they were trying to do, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know if like that turned people off and they were like, they didn't want to be bothered because of all the stuff they were hearing they weren't liking, and then all the new changes going along with it didn't helping. Like I don't know what's going on over there either, but like I feel like that didn't do them any favors either. I'm gonna take the pink shade now, pop it in the unicorn. So it's just really interesting to me to see some of the indie brands, and that's why I want to make sure I did the Menagerie one on camera, because I feel like they haven't been getting a lot of love lately, but at the same time I feel like they haven't really been putting out a lot of stuff lately. So it's like I can understand where they're not getting the love. I'm gonna take the shade Jinx from Ulta Cosmetics. This is the Immortal liquid eyeliner. This is the Hex set. Yeah, like I'm feeling like they, you know, I want to see them do well. I want to see them come out with some new stuff, but like this liquid shadow journey that they're on, I don't know necessarily if it's gonna like translate well with their followers. I mean, like people like them every now and again, but I don't feel like it should be like their main focus. Like I feel like they've been putting on it lately, since that's all they launched a lot last year from what I remember. You can comment down below and tell me if I'm wrong, but in 2023 I feel like they launched a lot of like liquid shadows, and you know, they launched that one Arthurine palette, and people were just like, oh, but where's the rest of the stuff? Like what else is going on over here? And they felt like we didn't really get too much anything. So I don't know, but this is the finished eye look with each eye. So Fatty Bean and her Planet Spirit, and this is Sugar High. So let me back you on up and talk about my thoughts on both these palettes and each reason or whatnot. So this one is a little bit more vibrant than I expected it to be. However, with all the dual chromes and multi-chromes and just the more colorful mattes in here, I still say that this is a more colorful one, especially with all the sparkle on the lid and the shine. This has a cute little metallic situation to it, but it's like, I personally prefer the more sparkle. So I swatched all them out so you can see. This is Betty Jean and Menagerie, Betty Jean Menagerie, Betty Jean. This one's Betty Jean too. Originally I was gonna put this on the lid, but I decided on the reddish one instead since I knew the Menagerie one had more pigment to it. So Menagerie, Betty Jean, and Menagerie. As you can see, a few of her shades shift and they have lots of sparkles and glitters to them. So that's why I feel like it's just the more vibrant one at the end of the day, because it's giving more oomph and sparkle and extraness that this one isn't giving. If you like a plain, more colorful eye, then I feel like the Menagerie one would be better for you, especially because it has those nice muted neutrals that you can use with these tones, and these are more like metallic toned down things. But for people who like me, who like more color and bam and pow in your face, I definitely feel like you would like the Betty Jean one more. So that's why I put this colorful versus muted together. So I think I was right on this one. Comment down below and tell me if you agree or not. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all the diamonds. Comment down below and tell me what you thought about me talking about Give Me Glow and Menagerie, and how I feel like they kind of have, well, for lack of a better term, falling off when it comes to like their creativity and what they're putting out, just because I feel like I'm not seeing a whole bunch of new stuff from them, and I want Menagerie to do well, and I want to see stuff from them. And I don't even know what's going on over there Give Me Glow with all the different pan size changes and different palette sizes, each shift and all that. But it's like, I want them to do well, but they gotta, you know, get out of whatever rut it is at the end. So I'm interested to see what you think. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.